Stealth here. Time for another zombie defense mode, and after capitalizing on the North Koreans and the Chinese, I thought it was only fair to actually switch that around. So this time Scandinavia is going to be playing the zombies, whereas I'm going to be playing the zombie defense force as China. Now these decks are pretty extensive. Let's see, here it is. This is what they are going to be getting. 157 infantry units, that's per AI, and then it's a very hard AI, so they're probably going to get somewhere along the lines of twice over that, or at least a lot more income. 46 support units, and those are those quad trucks that I find completely useless, but they could be used to swarm. A bunch of tanks, a whole lot of M48A1s, a bunch of M48A5s, and a couple of Leopard 1NOs. And these have a decent amount of armor penetration of 9, with the other ones at 11 and 8. So I need to be able to defend against 11. A couple of recon units, because if you don't give the AI recon, they're not going to do anything. And a whole lot of vehicles. I decided to give them a lot of fire support vehicles from the Swedes. These are the IKV-103s. A couple of recoilless rifles from the Danish. And a couple more recoilless rifle jeeps. It's just a different type of unit from the Laro. Other than that, they got no aircraft, no naval, nothing. My deck is a bit different. I get a lot less, and of course I get as much logistics as I like, which is a couple of command units, a bunch of FOBs, a couple of resupply helos, and a bunch of cargo trucks. Infantry, I have Luxembourg 90, mostly because of their transport, the ZSD 90. They carry a fair amount of armor penetration autocannon rounds, 405 apiece. A lot of supports. I decided to go with these fairly outdated PGZ-80 AA guns, but they can also be pretty useful against ground targets. A bunch of tanks. I'm going with ZTZ-85 2As as my, let's say, my main tank, and then for the heavier threats, or the if I can afford it, I'm going to buy a couple of ZTZ-85 3s. Recon went with the ZTQ-62, which is a recon tank, and a fairly good one at that. Very good optics, pretty good off-road capability, carries 34 105mm rounds, can go through any tank that I may be facing. And then for the vehicles, the PTZ-89, which is a unit that I pretty much never use, but then again I never used China anyway. These are tank destroyers, and they have a good rate of fire, carry 30 rounds, got a decent amount of HE as well as AP, so these have, I believe, the maximum firepower in this deck. No, actually the 85-3's got 1 armor penetration more. And then for my aircraft I got the J7H, which is capable of dropping a 1000 kilogram bomb. And of course I get 3 of those, but considering I'm going up against 4 AIs, I should be getting 4 times that. Going up on Petty Field, which is I believe the same map as I did last time, I'm hoping to spawn on the other side, but of course you never know how that's going to turn out. Total destruction, 1500 starting points, 4 very hard AIs. This could be more difficult than I might expect, because if those leopards do rush me, I might be in a bit of trouble. Now I get 1300 starting points. I'm going to deploy quite a few FOBs, because last time around I almost ran out. I'm going to capture Gregory. Anna is not that easy, because I'm going to get swarmed by infantry. So I'll put up a defense in Gregory, get the income from that. And with that, put up a defensive line along the ridge here, or along the field, with a few of my tanks. And look at that, I got 16 ZTZ-85 3s and 36 85 2s. Let's put this thing a bit further back. I can make these quad stacks. Let's go with a few tank destroyers. I'm going to make these 2 triple stacks. We're going to need a few recon units. And look at that, 84 of those PGZ-80s. That's a bit ridiculous, but why not? I'm going to throw in resupplies right away, because last time resupplying really took up most of my time. Alright, that should do it. Now, if the AI somehow manages to get along this flank, and they get into my main base, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. Okay, 1 tank there, 1 stack of tank destroyers that flank, command vehicle there, PGZ-80 is pretty far forward, Resupply trucks there. Tanks in the field. Let's see, these are moving, okay, that way. Then I have one unassigned recon vehicle somewhere, I think. Yeah, that one. I'm going to put that a little further to the east. Now, making sure that they don't have anything that's going to come in this way is also a very important factor. Putting up a defense there. Actually, this might be a better position. If I can hold this line, the only thing I have to worry about is infantry coming out of that forest, which I hope is not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, my line of fire is decent but not great. Let's move these a bit closer to the edge. I'm getting those PGZ-80s mostly to deal with the infantry. They got a very, very high rate of suppression, 228. These only have a rate of suppression of 144. It's mostly because the high rate of fire of these guns. 15 pointers there. Of course, usually when we start out with a game like this, it isn't too interesting because it's pretty easy to defeat these guys in the early stages. As they're getting more and more units, this is going to get more and more difficult. Getting my bomber to attack that position, that should take care of most of those transports as well as some of the infantry. At least such is my hope. And not too much. 20 points-ish. Alright, resupply. Ammo resupplied. Oh, they already captured Anna. That's fast. That's very fast. The AI is not waiting for me to push into that zone. Couple of Dragonaires. Couple of dead Dragonaires. So, what is your plan? Looks like we've got a few targets here. A line formation there. Let's get a couple of supports in here. That should keep them occupied for a bit. Some vehicles moving up there. Couple of transports to the left here. Oh, GMC trucks, nothing to worry about really. Bombs going in. 100 points. That must have been a CV. Now these PGZ-80s are never going to get in range like this, not when they're so close to the tanks. I'm going to move them forward. Oh, they're pushing this flank. Those recoilless rifle trucks are actually pretty dangerous. They can do quite a bit of damage to my units because they're always going to do some damage. 15 points. So far, I'm not really seeing much of the swarm mentality yet. Let's push into this zone. Try to get it under control so I can capture it. 30 CV should do it. Yeah, but there is something in that town. I don't like it. Oh, up close, guys. Good job. There's CV there. Bomb and run. One bomb. Yeah, 2 squads of infantry. Oh. Now the transports are starting to arrive, as well as the tanks. At short range, I don't think they're going to go through tanks. They only have an HE value. These things are right in the thick of it. They're the first thing that is going to spot the enemy as they're getting close. Come on. Let's form you up. Oh, I lost one. Lost another one. The tanks are starting to arrive now. Let's relocate these. They actually have quite a bit of armor at the front, 6 points. So I should use that, capitalize on it. Holy hell. That's a bit more than I was expecting. Alright, see what those bombs can do. They're only HE bombs. Ah, not too bad. Not too bad. That did a nice amount of damage. That was another bomb. Okay, got this zone under my control. Let's get these guys to move forward. And let's give them a... Actually, we've got plenty of tank destroyers. How about some infantry? One unit. Yeah, that one unit's gonna last long. Forward. Keep those guys away from here. These are empty. Send them back. Well, if you're going to donate a CV like that, I'm all for it. Of course, the point value doesn't really matter. Put this thing to total destruction, so this thing can go on for 40 minutes or 33 Lao, or until I win. Which, I rather doubt, considering the sheer amount of numbers that they can bring. Maybe with this force here I can hold this position and some more income. Oh shit. Oh, they're running out of ammo. That's bad news. These are the main units that are stopping my tanks. Or these tanks. I don't really have a lot else. Focus on the Dragonaires. Tank destroyers can focus on what they are supposed to be doing, which is destroying the tanks. One bomber there, one there. These guys are just going to have to fend for themselves. Oh, apparently they're not stabilized. Wow. Maybe pushing into that zone was not really the best idea. These things are running for their lives. Lost a PTZ. That must be here. Yeah. Another CV coming in. They're nothing if not bold. 25 points, come on. Hold your position. Try to do damage here. I still want to capture that zone, albeit pretty risky. Down here. Okay, I'm gonna call. Whoa. Bomb going in. Yeah, lost the CV. Too aggressive. Bomb's going in. Let's see what I can hit. Current score almost 3,000. Wow. That was effective. I lost my recon. That's not very nice. Let's get another bombing run down there. Float the infantry and relocate. Oh right, these things were going out of ammo. Hold your position. Cargo trucks are almost being completely drained in no time. It's going to take a while to repair that PTZ though. And these things are only relying on their own medium optics, which is never a good thing. Not really a good line of sight here. Oh, they're also running out. You wasted 480 rounds? Okay. Ooh! So much for my supply trucks. That hurt. Let's get these tanks a little bit further back, because I might be a bit too aggressive there now. Still quite a bit of infantry moving about here. I don't think I got everything in that zone yet. PTZs are firing off their last rounds here. There, bomber 2 there. Oh, another 100 points. Thank you very much. Bomber 3 there. Or for... I don't know. Let's keep it in reserve, see what these bombs are going to do. A few points. Not really as much as I'd expected. Oh dear. Oh dear. These tanks are not doing too well. I need an airstrike. That's the fastest solution I got. Bomb going in. Please kill him off. I'm just going to make him not fire for a while. Another bomber going in. Possibly got another bit of damage done there. These things are still claiming they're out of ammo. Need to get these tanks back right now. This thing emptied quite a bit faster than I'd expected, really. But at least my PTZs have almost regained all of their ammunition. Okay, just hightail it back to the base. And I think 2 of these are going to have to hold off this flood for now. This thing took a big hit. These recon tanks are actually really good at what they're supposed to be doing, which is reconning as well as destroying targets. Very happy with their performance so far. Gotta say, for some reason, it's not as exciting as the last battle. Might be because I have more numbers this time. Alright, that should be close enough to the fobs to get repaired. Which this helicopter managed to land right outside the effective range of a fob. Getting repaired. Take a while for all of them to get ready, and I don't want to have to split them up. It's going to be too much micromanagement. Don't want that. Look at that, 90% accuracy. That's what I want to see. Alright. My elite tank force is going to move up. Let's bring a ZTZ 85-3. Could be pretty much the linchpin of my push. Wow. This thing fired everything it has. Machine gun ammo, main gun, everything. I'm a bit concerned about this road here. There seems to be a lot of traffic on it today. These PTZs are again going low on fuel. Not fuel, ammo. Let's see. Ooh! Jackpot. Very nice. I'm gonna bomb this area too, because they're now getting way too close for comfort. And the problem is that everything is out of fuel. Fuel ammo. There's a resupply. Just needing to last a bit longer. He's got 24 rounds left. There's a second resupply helicopter. Okay, bomb 1, whoops, bomb 2, and bomb 3. Make it happen. Oh, right when I bomb them, they're getting out of the forest. Isn't that wonderful? That hit absolutely nothing. Whoa, what are you dancing all about? Thinking that they're not being resupplied because they're panicked. Oh shit. Right. Gonna push these things this way. Come on, get resupplied. Use the stuff that I'm offering you from this helicopter. Land. Yeah, now they're getting some supplies. Helicopter's gonna blow up soon though. Let's get that bird out of there. If it's gonna take off ever, that would be a good time to do it. Yeah, and I'm getting the swarm mentality. Come on, keep in range. Don't let them get close. Yeah, so much for my infantry. And they still managed to blow up one of my helicopters there. Ooh, that hurt them a lot. Alright, back it up, back it up. For some reason these things are still not being resupplied. Ooh. Good hit there. Now, let's see what I can do about the rest of these guys. What the hell? Are you kidding? Did they put a CV in my zone? That would be pretty ballsy. So much for my air support, though. Alright, helicopter, get out and land somewhere a bit further away. Okay, regained it. But it does mean that we got some sort of bogey. Yep, there it is. It's a really, really short drop. I hope that bomber can do that. Nope, apparently not. They do have alternative weaponry, though. Strafing runs. Or not. That was less than effective. Okay. In that case, we're gonna drop bombs all over here. The question is, how did they sneak a CV in there? Just wasn't paying attention to the minimap, I think. Couple of bombs. There you go. I'm gonna start pushing on them this time around. Oh dear. That's a bit close to my CV, don't you think? Oh no. See, this is what I meant. These GMC trucks can actually be effective at this range. Lost my CV. Holy hell. Yeah, I might have brought... I should have brought napalm bombers anyway. Look at this battlefield. Destroyed trucks everywhere. Come on. Wipe them out. See, that's what works here. Secondary line. Let's put it a bit further north. There. That should do. Look at all those numbers. Units are doing what they can, but they're only going to last for so long. Without resupplies. Recaptured. Alright, time to push them out of that zone. Really, I think that these bombers are all that's keeping these huge amount of numbers at bay. Come on, touchdown with that big bird. Come on. There. Get these guns firing again, yeah. One there. might have been a bit more there than I had expected. Good thing that the armor of this tank is actually saving it right now. This thing refuses to drop. Helo empty. Let's get that thing away. I think I'm simply going to need more firepower. Oh, where's that bomber? Still lining up. Yeah, wrong way. Let's bring a couple of autocannons here. These tanks have really taken a big hit. I think the two A's would have been dead by now. Red zone seems to be reasonably under control. Let's start sending a CV that way. Where's that bomb? Oh, there's the bomb. This one decided not to drop. Wonderful. 40 Dragonairs at this range? Yeah, no thanks. Because those RPGs can really sting. Especially numbered like that. Okay. He's being resupplied. Let's get some more bombers on target here. Let's get some supplies in. Hold. And the CV to hold position there. There. The sector looks pretty clear, but it looks like a bloody war zone. Look at all that. The game doesn't even know how to render all this terrain, all the craters that are in there now. Oh, the leopards are starting to arrive. Crap, we're now completely out of weaponry. Tanks only have 9 rounds left, tank destroyers got nothing. Let's do a bit of premature bombing there. There's the helo, not a moment too soon. Hopefully those bombers can stop whatever's coming in next. Yeah, that's one load. That's the other one. Good. And these are now no longer getting shot at by my vehicles. Land, damn it. Lost a tank destroyer. Simply because we're not returning fire. Oh, come on, start off loading, please. Now would be a really good time not to start bugging me with supplies like this. So the TD down. Come on, one tank still has a round. Let's use that. Oh! So much for the heat supply, real heat supply. Alright, new defensive position here. MI6 destroyed. Yeah, that's not the one that I was worried about. It's still that one. It's the old notification. I did lose my recon though. Hold. There. Tanks getting resupplied. Instantly pumping the shells back out. Let's get 2 more tanks in here right now. Okay, let's see if I can neutralize this position. Try to capture it. We're still not getting any ammunition. Why? For some reason, that thing is not working as intended. What the hell? Could you kindly give that back? Okay, captured it. That's a bit of income. Finally. Now it's going to drain within a couple seconds. Loading up, loading up, loading up. 40 rounds. At least now we can start shooting targets again. Fob captured again? Are you kidding? What the? Oh my, they got infantry in here. So they somehow managed to sneak infantry all the way around. Possibly just took that road when I wasn't paying attention. Calls for more aggressive measures. Hold here. I doubt that these bombers have a lead that's going to be short enough. Let's get some infantry in here. Actually, two stacks would work best here. There. These bombers are going to fly around and then come in again. Cargo's empty. Cargo trucks still have some stuff, though. These things are getting rather close. Bombing, go ahead. Come on. 103. Gotcha. That should give these guys a little reprieve as these new tanks arrive. Alright, let's assume the infantry is not dead. It's always a safe assumption. If we're bombing run there. Resupply for these guys because they are also starting to get supply issues. There's so many units here that need repair and resupply that the trucks are again draining in no time. Oh, it took care of a ZSD. Wow. Not quite through their infantry yet. Alright. A few points here and there. Hold. ZSDs are out of ammo. Ooh, that was a big one. Very nice. Let's call off that bomber for now. I think these guys can manage. At least for a bit. Oh right, that one got destroyed. That's the reservist infantry that the enemy has put in that position. Right. So that's causing all this issue. So chariots in the center are both equal value. Let's push some tank destroyers into this position. It's gonna be a while before they get there. Oh, hang on. No, I need a new CV first. There. Bomber there, bomber there. No, I may have a bit too much firepower on this position. MI6 out of fuel. got 2 MI6s landing here. That's a bit much. Crap, all these guys in the... Whoa! Whoa! Priority target. Do not let these guys get close. If they get close, we're gonna have all different sorts of issues. Jesus. Please wipe them out. Just took care of a few blue blips there. Laro. Nope, still infantry in here. Going at me with RPGs. Oh, you see, the problem is that I only have... Yeah, my tanks are the only one that's spotting stuff here. That's a problem. It means that until the tanks are spotted, I don't have a shot. I'm actually engaging targets at too short a range. Also, they're pushing on this position as well. Let's reinforce that line. It almost like it doesn't matter where I drop bombs, I get a kill nonetheless. There's a few more. There's some Dragonaires there. Let's get another recon sent this way. These guys are doing a beautiful job pushing up like this. I'm starting to run out of supplies again. Not really a surprise, I suppose. Oh, come on. When are you ever going to run out? Okay, this position looks neutralized. Completely forgot about that position at the back of my own lines. I gave you a 3 there. Let's get a command in there. Autocannon's lost sight. Oh, there it is. There's my recon. Let's get a recon for the middle. My recon situation is pretty bad. And I completely forgot about these tank destroyers. Should have used those ages ago. Let's do a bit of a bombing run on this tree line. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a whole lot of enemy units hiding out in those trees. That might be a bit natural. One tank, one vehicle. Nothing in the woods yet. A few. Oh good, my recon's arriving. Although that bomb, yeah, there you go, that wiped him out. See if I can make it to the fob, or to their base. They don't have a fob. Push. This is China's moment. Let's get the resupplies there. Logistics. I have 1 recon. Not a lot, but it should be enough. Those are starting to run out of guns or weapons again. Oh dear. That's a tank. Cleared it. Or at least well enough. Alright. I'm assuming that their main sector is pretty clear. I don't see a lot of movement there, and these tanks have medium optics. Let's get this one to push up. It's not quite clear yet. Still some stuff here. But this time I am pushing through. Let's see if I can find the command vehicle there. Let's send the new CV this way, and the other one's going to push north. I lose the income temporarily, but I got plenty of points. The one thing I'm worried about is the amount of supplies that these guys have. They only got 20 rounds, which might not be enough. Let's move up with these guys a bit more. Okay, we still got turrets for airstrikes here. There's their CV, retreating. Come on, MI6, touch the ground. Land, land, land. There you go. Damn it. They really have to stop doing that. So many targets. So little ammo. See my problem. Those bombers are going to get a few good shots off. Or bombs off, rather. Just neutralize the income. That would be a very big help. But I just ran out of ammo. Lots and lots of income here. There. Do I still have a recon or resupply healer somewhere? Yeah, these guys. Push up. Look at all that. Just waiting there. Should bring a thunderbolt next time. Or something the likes. I got 90 seconds to get this thing done. That one. And you're gonna go for that one. Attack move north. Bombs away. One bomb looks like it's gonna be a good hit on those tanks. Yep, that's a few more. Another one going in. Nice. Alright, PGZ-80s are not the most mobile. 400 autonomy. Could be a problem. Yep, got him. 41 seconds left on the clock. Okay, 19,000 points in kills, 1,300 lost. Not too bad. PTZ, look at the kill list here. I think we're going to see some massive kill lists from these tanks that actually survived the entire battle. This is Zhang. It just goes on and on. His buddy Meng, Liang Hao, Tao. Wow. What about the bombers? Yeah, the bombers are even worse. Wonderful. ZTZ, these are my recons, or at least some of them. PTZ-89s, it's the tank destroyers. Good kill list. Expecting more bombers, really. Yeah, there, a J7H. Loads and loads of Dragonairs. Gotta say, that did turn into something a bit more intense than I'd expected. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more zombie gameplay, please let me know. Just upvote my comment yes I want more or no thanks in the comment section so that I know if I should record another one of these or if you're just no longer interested. Let me know, I'll let you guys decide and then discover what it is that you want. For now, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.